Hey everybody, welcome back to Danganronpa 2. I'm Valk. We don't have any skills. Not a single one. That's unfortunate. Got a bit of a sore throat today, so hopefully I can get through this video alright. It's a class trial, so I think we should be okay, because most of it's going to be fully voice acted. We'll see though. I still think it was Makan that killed Byakuya. We'll see.
Now then, let's begin with a simple explanation of the class trial.
What the? Monami's tied
During
up.
the class trial, you will present your arguments for who the killer is and vote for who done it. If you vote correctly, then only the blackened will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong person, I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and that person will earn the right to leave this island.
They re-recorded that line, definitely.
Such a cruel rule!
Before we begin, I'd like to confirm one thing. Is there really a killer among us?
Most definitely! There's no doubt that the blackened is lurking among you! Such a sad state of affairs, isn't it? By the way, this class trial is gonna be 100% fair, so there's no need to worry. I'm the type who hates favoritism and prejudice. Well, not as much as I hate Monami, of course.
Yikes. Yikes, dude.
You hate me that much?
Now, let's begin!
You're telling us to begin, but what are we supposed to do?
Killer, shut up.
No complaining, let's just settle this with our fists.
That's not a
Were you
solution.
even listening to the rules? Didn't that Byakuya bastard get killed in the dining hall, huh? Then everyone there is a fucking suspect.
Yeah, what you're really trying to say is that you're not the killer, right?
No shit. You guys went off on your own and started killing each other. This has nothing to do with me.
Huh? What does that mean?
Anyway, why don't we try talking about the most pressing issue on our minds? The most pressing issue on our minds?
Don't do it.
Where we found the body. It's very strange to find a body underneath a table.
Then, let's start with that mystery.
The reason why Byakuya's body was discovered under the dining hall table. We can start with that, but ultimately we need to find out who murdered him. If we can't do that... No, thinking about if is a waste of time. We have to do this, no matter what. Simple tutorials at every... I'm sorry, but please excuse my ear-tainting rudeness. As things progress during each class trial, you will engage in a number of non-stop debates. During these discussions, all of your classmates will speak one after another without any breaks. It's up to you to reveal any lies or mistakes. It's the same as the first game, I think. Only the relevant ones will be loaded into the truth cylinder, huh? Use the mask to move the reticle and fire. If you run out of time, you'll automatically fail, so please be careful. If you press the escape key during these arguments, you can review the controls. I remember how to play, I think. Knife, bloodstain under the table, gaps and floorboards.
Why was Byakuya's body in a place like that?
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
Yeah.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
Huh?
No, I don't think so.
Obviously, by hiding the body, they tried to delay its discovery! Like a dog burying a bone!
Yikes. Okay, this is pretty simple.
Why was Byakuya in a place like...
His body was underneath the table at the very back of the dining hall.
After the killer murdered Byakuya, they probably moved the body there.
There we go. No, that's wrong!
No, I don't think the killer moved the body.
Thank you, Johnny Youngbosh. Cannot get used to hearing Hajime talk.
Huh? Why? Try to remember what the body looked like when we found it under the table. Though there was a lot of blood everywhere, there was no sign the killer actually dragged the body through it.
So that's why you think it's impossible that the killer moved the body. I see.
get your point.
And here I thought I had a genius idea.
Too bad you're so stupid and boring and unpopular. Your life is meaningless.
Why are you such a terrible person?
I respond better to praise, you know.
But if the killer didn't move the body, why was it under the table?
Byakuya was probably killed under the table.
What? You think he was killed under the table?
Yes, that's what I just said.
So Byakuya snuck under the table for reasons unknown, and that's when he was killed. Then, shortly thereafter, we found his body under the table.
That does make sense, but why did he go under the table?
Night vision goggles? Or the knife?
Obviously, he was hiding so he could surprise us. That dude was always a big jokester.
The hell he was?
No?
You seriously couldn't tell what kind of person he was?
Maybe he panicked during the blackout and dove under the table.
It's a blackout, not an earthquake. Just because the power went out doesn't mean he'd dive under the table.
The reason why is probably connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, don't you think?
Probably. Reason Byakuya dove under the table. If it's connected to what Byakuya was doing during the party, it's probably... A knife?
I can prove it with this! It probably has something to do with the knife we found under the table.
Seems about right.
Knife? Oh, you mean that thing that obviously screams, "I am the murder weapon"?
It's not, though. It doesn't match the autopsy.
Byakuya probably noticed the knife was hidden there, so in order to get it, he moved under the table.
He was particularly sensitive to the presence of dangerous items, so I cannot deny that possibility. But how did he notice that there was a knife under the table?
It was glow in the dark.
If he knew beforehand, he probably would have done something about it before the blackout, right?
Then, instead of knowing about it beforehand, maybe he saw it right at that moment. Like, for example, he might have seen someone trying to take the knife out from under the table.
No. He was
No,
trying to get it.
That's not possible.
What? You seem rather confident about that.
Of course. I have proof to back me up.
This is almost like a real trial!
Only one weak spot. From this point on, there will be various weak points. No matter how many weak spots there are, there will only be one lie or contradiction. Yep. Alrighty. Wow, we have a lot of bullets.
I'm sure Byakuya ducked under the table during the blackout.
That sounds correct.
If that's the case, during the blackout, Mr. Ham Hands must have seen the killer take the knife.
You've got night vision goggles.
But it was super pitch black! It was so dark I couldn't see my food!
Byakuya couldn't see in the dark either.
Yes, he could.
No, that's wrong.
Objection.
No, Byakuya was probably the only one who was able to see in the dark.
Why do you say that?
He was using those night vision goggles we found under the table. He could have seen what was happening.
So, are you saying Byakuya was the one who used those night vision goggles?
It seems to me possible.
Yeah, that seems to be the case.
Your reasoning is out of focus.
Whoa, easy, easy. I'm sorry.
No, that's obviously wrong. It should be the other way around.
Other way around?
Seriously? The killer used those night vision goggles, not Byakuya.
I was also surprised. Just kidding, I'm sorry. Rebuttal showdown. You have to counter the other person's claim, draw out their weak spots, and argue against them. Wazd? Oh no. Okay, so it's not like the bullet time battle from the first one. Based on the shape of the remarks, it's important to know whether to cut vertically, sideways, or diagonally. A number that shows the sharpness of your counter. Oh boy, this is the number of times you can cut remarks during one round. Oh boy. When the mood skews to your advantage for a certain length of time, the other party's argument changes. Means the conversation will develop. If that happens, they'll end up divulging some weak spots. You cannot normally cut remarks that contain weak spots. Instead, it'll skew the mood toward the other party's advantage. It's gonna be very big. Just like a regular debate, please refute any weak spots with the left mouse button. If you don't have the correct truth blade, you will not be able to cut an opponent's remark. What's a truth blade? I'm terribly sorry, it appears there's been a delay in contacting you. I'll make sure the person in charge of contacting you takes a very long vacation. In this mode, truth bullets will be called truth blades. That's about it, there won't be any other changes. Oh, the name was changed, but don't you think a change in feeling is important? Press the escape key, you can review the controls. Okay, we need to see which cuts which way. Knife.
If you just...
Okay, let's see. Flash in the direction you press. Okay. Flash in the direction you press. Overturn. Fast forward. Fire truth bullet. Alright.
The killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
I can't back down!
What? Oh, I did not click fast enough.
If you just use common sense, the killer obviously used those night vision goggles. That's gotta be it.
Advance!
Where's your proof that the killer used them?
Because if they used night vision, then they could have killed Byakuya even in the dark. I mean, in reality, that's what happened. So those goggles were planned, and the killer brought them to the crime scene.
Oh, that's bad. I'm sure Byakuya brought the night vision goggles.
Because if they used night
Okay,
vision
I understand.
goggles,
This one.
then they could have killed Byakuya even in reality. So those goggles were planned in advance. The killer brought them to the crime scene.
Allow me to cut through those words!
Let me cut through those words. Jesus.
No, Byakuya was definitely the one who brought those night vision goggles.
Definitely? But why?
Inside the duralumin case Byakuya had with him during the party, he found a smaller case for storing the night vision goggles.
Yep. I thought it was a camera case.
Which means we can assume that the night vision goggles were kept inside that
Why are you
duralumin case as well.
channeling your ESP for this?
Woohoo! I said assume! Ibuki never uses such clever language.
Oh no.
Plus, Byakuya was the only one who could have taken the night vision goggles out of the case, since he was carrying it around before the blackout in the first place.
Exactly.
I see. When you put it like that, it makes sense.
Then, was that knife inside the case too?
I don't think so. It must have been stuck to the table beforehand.
If there were night vision goggles inside, it wouldn't be weird for a knife to be in there too.
Why the tape, though?
It would be weird.
I am weird, aren't I? At times like this, I'd rather be fantasizing about tonight's main dish.
What?
Ooh, you totally mean that in a perverted way.
Knife was brought in the duralumin case along with the night vision goggles. Now. The knife was hidden in the dining hall before the party even started. Duct tape?
I see! There was duct tape left under the table where the body was found. Huh? Duct tape? They probably hid the knife by duct taping it to the underside of the table.
Oh, so that's why we found duct tape there.
You were suspicious.
Though Byakuya was thorough, even he couldn't have noticed a weapon taped to the underside of the table.
This may be off topic, but why was Byakuya acting so paranoid?
I have the
Not
reason
only
for
did he
that.
bring a self-defense kit, but he had night vision goggles inside the case too.
That's true. He went above and beyond being a little cautious.
Now that you mention it, that applies to the dangerous items he confiscated as well. It's one thing to be a little cautious, but performing a body check is a bit much.
He probably knew. Someone was planning to commit a murder.
Are you saying he predicted the murder? Could it be? Was he also in possession of the all-seeing eye?
Never change, Gundam. Never change.
You think so too, right, Hajime?
I do think he was in possession of the all-seeing eye, yes. Where is it? Here we go.
I can prove it with this. Everyone, can you please take a look at this?
Be careful. The first kill will happen tonight. Someone will definitely kill someone.
Hey, the hell is this?
Hajime and I found this in Byakuya's cottage.
It looks like a threatening letter someone sent to him.
So, who's the someone?
The killer, probably.
Nobody besides Monokuma would write such a dumb, threatening letter like that.
Wasn't me!
Are you sure?
The only lies I tell are friendly lies!
Don't know about that one.
Those are still lies.
It doesn't matter who wrote it yet. So, Byakuya became paranoid because of this threatening letter?
He probably decided to throw a party because of the letter.
What do you mean?
By gathering everyone in one place, he tried to create a situation where everyone could keep tabs on each other. In doing so, he tried to put the writer of the letter in a situation where they couldn't act.
But the letter might have been just a little prank.
That's not a good prank.
As long as he was determined not to let any of us die, he couldn't take that risk. His strong sense of responsibility made him believe the letter was legitimate.
Can I turn this music just a little bit? Just a little bit. That's better.
You should have told us you received a threatening letter.
If he had, we would have panicked. Byakuya probably knew that too.
So, he tried to do something about it without telling anyone?
Seems so.
I see. His strong sense of responsibility as our leader was his undoing.
Screw that noise! Who the hell wrote that letter?
Well, obviously, the killer.
Killer. Is it really one of us? Yeah, it's gotta be. Who's the one who killed Byakuya? I think it was Makan.
Enough already! Show yourself, you coward!
If they were willing to come forward, they never would have committed a murder in the first place.
Still can't believe it. Someone in this room killed Byakuya. There's no way I can believe that yet.
Pardon me. Can I say something, please?
Sure.
What is it, Miss Sonia?
I regret that I must return to this topic, but I just realized something concerning the night vision goggles.
Okay.
If Byakuya was indeed wearing those goggles, how did the killer manage to navigate in the dark?
You're right. They wouldn't have been able to see anything without the night vision goggles. But if the murderer had the goggles when they took the knife, then how did Byakuya see them?
Even if the knife bore some sort of mark,
That
it would have been
glow-in-the-dark
difficult to
paint
see
on
it in
it.
that darkness.
Glowing paint.
I see! What if the glowing paint was the mark? With that, you'd be able to get the knife even in the dark. In actuality, the knife we found under the table and the duct tape stuck to the underside of the table were both marked with glowing paint, right?
Does that mean the killer painted them in advance?
Oh, this isn't looking very good for Nagito right now.
But painting them with glowing paint? It's as if they knew the blackout was going to happen.
They did. There were multiple irons plugged in to try and overload the power circuit, and then once the AC switched on at a certain time, it would have knocked out the power.
They had to have already known. That's why they used the glowing paint as a mark. Which means whoever set up the blackout is the killer.
That seals it. The killer is whoever was in the office with the circuit breaker.
I don't think it was Peko.
Which means it was you, Peko Pekoyama!
Peko killed poor Byakuya? Was this island not big enough for 2 glasses wearers? I'm not the killer. Oh, I guess she's not.
How can you believe her so easily?
But with Peko's height, I don't think she'd be able to reach the circuit breaker in the office.
Well, she has a sword.
I don't care about a technicality like that. Peko's the one who tripped the breaker and caused the blackout.
By tripping the breaker directly from the office, Peko was the one who caused the blackout. Is that really what it now? Blue-colored weak points will start appearing. Recall the weak spots you've seen up till now. Argue spots. Agree spots. When shooting agree spots with truth bullets, you need to flip your way of thinking. What? Instead of arguing that the other person's testimony contains lies or mistakes. Fire the truth bullets that prove the... Okay. Logically sound agreement. Infer whether it's best to argue or agree based on what's being debated. Alright. Oh, this is gonna be rough. I can feel it. Okay, I need to review each of these accounts, I think.
Since...
Okay, we've got... The gas stove in the kitchen is powered by electricity, that's why Teru couldn't... That's not that important. Yuhiko apparently came to the old building, that doesn't seem important. What's the other one I have? Nekomaru's account. Someone was in the bathroom the whole time, right? Yeah.
She could have caused the blackout at any time!
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office.
She was in the bathroom.
Not even before the blackout.
What happened to your guard duty?
Sorry.
Oh, you weren't in the office?
She was in the bathroom.
Clearly a desperate excuse.
Okay. Yep.
Since Peko was in the office, she could have caused the blackout at any time!
That's impossible.
Huh? Why is it impossible?
Because I was not in the office, not even before the blackout.
There you go.
I agree with that!
I agree with that!
No, I think Peko is telling the truth.
Don't tell me you're crushing on Peko.
Nah.
It's nothing like that at all. Nekomaru's account is actually Peko's alibi.
I've been trying to use it many times. I can't do the voice right now, my throat hurts, I'm sorry. The door just won't open at all.
It's true. Someone was occupying the bathroom for a long time shortly after the party started. And it was finally freed up after Byakuya's body was discovered.
Then the person who was in the bathroom that whole time was actually...
Peko.
Everyone else besides Peko was in the dining hall after the party started, right?
I thought Teru was in the kitchen.
I see. So there's no way anybody else could have locked themselves in the bathroom except Peko.
I guess that would be true.
Hmm?
You locked yourself in the commode? You should have said so earlier!
There's no way she'd actually say that. Gosh, you're so insensitive.
If she locked herself in the bathroom for that long, there's no doubt. It's shit. Oh, there's no way she'd admit it. There's no way she'd admit she was taking a shit.
Hey, weren't you guys taught any basic manners? Or were you raised in a locker room?
I'm sorry.
It's fine. How about we stop talking about this and move on to something else?
Don't worry, the smell wasn't that strong. I used the bathroom right after you, so you can trust me.
Nekomaru.
I said it's fine.
But still, you were in the bathroom for a really long time. Did you get food poisoning or something?
I think there was something in the food.
As soon as I stepped into the office, I felt this sudden rush of pain in my stomach.
Oh, maybe not.
Because of that, I was unable to leave the bathroom, including when the blackout occurred.
Hey, how did it feel to Do your business.
I hate you.
Seriously, stop it.
But still, your stomach pain. Was that really just a coincidence?
Hey, what's the deal? Don't butt into other people's business, especially if you didn't do any investigating.
I'm only butting in because you fucking idiots are out of your element.
Stop this childish nonsense. Just what do you mean by coincidence?
What I mean is it possible someone slipped her some laxatives?
Ah, yeah, he's on the same page as me.
Laxatives?
It was you!
If so, the killer could have tripped the breaker as soon as that girl left the office, don't you think?
I see. That might have happened.
Question is whether Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence or if someone intentionally caused it. Depending on the answer, the outcome of this trial could change drastically. I'm going to save really quick. Because I like to try and keep some backups. Cool. Knife, AC timer, night vision goggles, embarrassing pose, party dishes.
Did you eat anything weird?
I don't remember eating anything weird.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
Taro cooked the food. How suspicious!
I wouldn't do anything like that. Laxatives would ruin the taste.
The Pecco's stomachache was a coincidence. We need to clarify that first. I think... Akane and Pecco were the only ones who ate them. Akane, how are you feeling? It's not the knife. What else do I have? AC timer, night vision goggles, embarrassing pose. I don't think it's the embarrassing pose. Not that I really want to bring that up here, but... No. It's gotta be that.
Now that you mention it... You brought food to the office, right?
Just a little bit from the dining hall.
There might have been some laxatives in it, don't you think?
No, that's wrong!
It shouldn't be, because...
No, it's impossible that laxatives were slipped into the food in the dining hall. Because Pecco wasn't the only one who ate that food. Akane ate some of it too.
If the food had laxatives in it, I'm pretty sure Akane would have had stomach issues as well.
Yeah.
I feel totally fine.
Like I said, the dishes are innocent. Don't go making weird accusations.
I apologize for causing a scene.
Fuyuhiko should apologize, not you. He's the one who made the
No,
laxative
it's a
accusation.
it's a valid idea.
What the fuck did you say, bitch?
Cease this bickering.
Let's just dismiss Pecco's stomachache as a coincidence and go back to discussing the blackout.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We already know that, you trashy skank. You don't have to tell us.
Trashy skank?
Blackout itself is what's actually important. So we need to make it clear how the blackout occurred. It's gotta be Mikan. I'm so convinced. The iron's in the storage room. That's important.
Who tripped the breaker and how did they do it? If you can't answer that, I'm gonna bop you on the head.
That's hurtful.
Did they throw a stone and hit it?
No.
Maybe they used a remote control?
Do I have the AC control?
Probably messed with the breaker.
It does not have to be the breaker. They may have tampered with the power supply and transmitters. Or maybe they caused a power surge?
That.
I agree with that.
All the irons.
It's just as Mahiru said. The blackout was caused by a power surge. Of course, that's not a coincidence. Someone caused it intentionally.
Indeed.
Which is why those 3 irons were arranged to cause the blackout.
Exactly.
When you found them right after the blackout, the irons were still on, right?
So by leaving those irons on in the storage room, they deliberately caused a power surge.
Yep.
Yeah. It seems that's how the killer caused the blackout.
stupid fool!
Hey.
Hold on a second!
Okay, let me save and then you can speak.
What the heck?
You say the irons in the storage room were used to trigger the blackout?
I think so.
That's inexcusable!
Why? Did you use them? Oh boy. Okay.
If the irons in the storage room caused the blackout, then for the killer to turn the irons on, you're saying they went all the way to the storage room? And that means everyone who was in when the blackout occurred can't be a suspect.
Vance.
No, just because people were in the dining hall doesn't mean they're not a suspect.
But the people in the dining hall weren't able to if the irons caused the blackout, then the killer had to go to the storage room before and turn on the iron. Now do you intend to take back what you said?
It's true the irons were responsible for the blackout, but that shouldn't be the only... Ah,
But the
the
people
AC
in
control.
the dining hall weren't able to cause the blackout. If the irons caused the blackout...
Go!
Allow me to cut through those words. The irons are just one reason the blackout occurred, but they weren't the direct trigger.
It was the air conditioning.
The direct trigger was when the air conditioners in the dining hall and office clicked on.
Air conditioners!
Indeed, air conditioners!
The timers for both air conditioners were set to 11:30 p.m.
11:30 p.m. Mr. Ham Hands died around that time too!
I see. When the timers activated the air conditioners, the breaker was tripped and caused a blackout.
Yep.
I see! I understand! Indubitably!
Oh, good.
Indubitably?
They probably checked the old building's energy usage in advance and used the irons to nearly max it out. So once they set the air conditioner's timers, they just had to wait until they started up on their own.
Nagito, I like you, buddy, but this is still, like, looking like you from this preparation standpoint.
If so, even if Pekka was in the office, it still would have been possible to cause a blackout, indubitably.
Indubitably? Miss Sonia, not you too.
Regarding the energy usage, they probably asked Monokuma about it.
Probably.
Dun dun dun!
Is she right? Such a hateful fair. You deserve to die 1,000 deaths.
Jesus Christ, Monami!
1,000, you say? If I died that many times, I might really stay dead, you know?
That'd be for the best.
Shut up! You guys just stay quiet!
The reason I keep saving, by the way, is there's an achievement for getting through a trial with taking no damage. So I won't, like, save scum it repeatedly here, but after I finish this trial, I'll probably go back on my own time and get the achievement.
I couldn't have prevented the blackout even if I was in the office. But even so, I feel regret.
There'll only be for this trial that I make repeated saves, probably.
If I was in the office, I could have reset the breaker in time. And maybe the murder wouldn't have occurred.
You still couldn't have reached it.
No, the breaker in the office was built into a high area of the wall that's impossible to reach. Resetting the breaker in that darkness would have been impossible, no matter what.
Sounds like you don't need to blame yourself.
Even so, the killer is so sly. I'm starting to worry we may never actually find them.
It's alright. You don't have to worry. Because they're just a petty killer, right? They can't defeat symbols of hope like you guys.
Huh?
There's no way everybody will lose now. This little incident will just be a stepping stone for you all.
Nagito?
In the end, hope always wins. That's what I believe.
Nagito? What happened to you?
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, you have been saying this whole time that there's no way a killer could be among us.
Oh, is that so? Well, let's just put that minor detail aside for now and talk about the incident.
What the hell?
For now, we found out how the blackout occurred. But the question is, who caused it, right? Anybody could have hid and set the timers for the air conditioners.
What is up with Nagito?
Setting up the irons in the storage room could have been done before Byakuya set foot in the old building. What a shame. Any one of us is capable of that.
What are you implying?
He's just saying, after all this time, we still haven't made any progress.
Huh? Even though we have been arguing for so long?
It's only been about a half hour.
Unfortunately, it's the truth. Despite the fact that we've discussed this at length, there's not even one clue that leads to the killer. But that might be because there's no way any of us could be a killer.
You're changing your story again?
Anyway, I have an idea about what we all should do at this point. Has anyone thought about our situation like this? Instead of surviving by doubting others, isn't it better to get killed for believing in others?
The hell?
Doesn't that mean... Are you saying we should all just give up and die?
Nagia, what is wrong with you?
Nagito, there's definitely something wrong with you.
You guys only think there's something wrong with me because there's something wrong with you. Suspecting each other like this. There's no way that's healthy behavior.
I did not see this coming.
Let's stop this already. We don't have to find out who the killer is.
It wasn't you, was it?
I can't stand this anymore. I don't want to do this to my friends.
I don't want to do this either.
Me too! Please, take me home already! I want to go home and eat candy!
Stop it. If everyone acts like this, I'm gonna...
Everyone calm down.
We're all friends, aren't we? There's no way one friend would murder another.
I think some seriously fucked up stuff has happened in Nagito's past.
Then why did Byakuya die?
Who cares? Let's just give up already. There are no clues that lead to the killer anyway. Not a single one.
There...
That's wrong.
Jackie? Jackie girl?
I think.
Did you say something?
'Cause we've already found a clue that might point to who the killer is.
Was it you and Gundam who found it?
You know who the killer is?
The killer? I don't know. But we do have a clue about a suspicious person. I think.
I see. Then care to tell me, what's this clue you're talking about?
First of all, let's try thinking about how the killer was able to obtain the knife during the blackout.
Didn't we already cover that? They use glowing paint as a mark.
No, not that. I mean before that.
She asking how the killer got close to the tape. It's Mikan! Even if they had to obtain the knife by relying on the glow from the paint, in order to do that, they needed to get close to that table while it was still dark.
Let's try examining the situation. Mahiru's diagram might be useful here.
The diagram of where everyone was standing before the blackout, right? Here it is.
Nagito, no. Who the killer is and how they were able to move to the table in the dark. We need to discuss how the killer was able to move to that table. Alright. I still think it was Mikan with her, like, falling stunt. Killer probably used something to help them move in the dark. The lamp? The rug, maybe.
Here! Killer must have used the desk lamp to move to that table in the dark.
The desk lamp? I hope you don't mean they turned on a light or something.
There was a blackout. There's no way the killer could have used the desk lamp.
The cord.
I can prove it with this! They didn't turn the desk lamp on. They used its power cord.
Power cord?
They could have felt their way to that table using the power cord, right? By doing that, the killer was able to move to the table and use the glowing paint to find the knife.
Yes.
And there's only one person here who could have done that.
Who?
I don't want to believe it, but is it really Nagito?
You're the only one! Nagito, it was you, wasn't it?
Me?
Judging from everyone's positions before the blackout, the only person near the power cord was you.
Which means the only one who could have felt their way to the table using the power cord was Nagito!
That's just a coincidence.
But still, you had a chance, right? A chance to hide the knife under the table?
When he was cleaning.
I see!
This doesn't feel right,
Nagito,
though.
weren't you cleaning the dining hall all morning? If so, you would have had a chance to hide the knife.
That's...
If you factor in the power cord and the time you spent cleaning, you're the only one who could have done it.
Seriously! That's all just a coincidence!
If it was just one coincidence, it'd be fine. But when it's one right after another, I wonder, is something like that even possible?
Could it be? Did you give yourself cleaning duty on purpose so you could hide the knife under the table?
Now that you mention it, Nagito did prepare the drawing to pick who cleaned the dining hall.
No. Whoever draws the chopstick with the red mark on it will be in charge of cleaning, okay? Does that sound fair?
You rigged the drawing, didn't you? That's how you got picked to clean the dining hall, isn't it?
I don't know if you're the killer or not, but regardless, it proves that you're suspicious, right?
If that's the case, that strange speech you made earlier, that was part of your plan too.
You got us to lower our guard and tried to hide the fact that you did it, didn't you, you motherfucker?
I don't think it was him.
Well, just admit it already!
Nagito, tell me you object to this. Frankly, I don't want to believe it either. We investigated together. You were so kind. I can't believe you're the one who killed Byakuya. Nagito, say something!
Nagito? He's laughing? What the hell?
The Ultimates are working together to combat the despair of their friend's death! How wonderful! How beautiful it is!
Huh?
Those eyes. At that moment, Nagito's eyes. The darkness in his eyes shone brightly, as if layers upon layers of darkness were folding into each other. As if hope and despair had been crudely mixed together.
Let's cut to the chase. You're correct. It
What?
was my doing all along. I'm the one who hid the knife under the table before the party started. I'm the one who used the power cord to find my way to the table in the dark. And of course, I'm the one who caused the blackout. After all, there's no way I'd knowingly whip out a knife in front of everyone, right?
The knife wasn't the murder weapon.
Is it just me, or does he seem a little nuts right now?
I don't want to believe it.
But I never expected Byakuya to have night vision goggles. Because of that, we had ourselves a little scuffle under the table. And, well, you all saw how that played out. But with a twist ending like this, I think we can all agree this ended up being a very interesting mystery. Byakuya performed admirably.
Just stop it already! Seriously! What the hell happened to you?
Don't tell me. Is this your true nature? Were you lying to us this entire time?
Me? Lie? That's outrageous! There's no way someone like me could ever lie to you guys. I understand better than anyone else that I'm ultimately worthless. I'm too arrogant to have dreams or cling to hope. I'm too disdainful to actually try at anything. I've made peace with the fact that I'm a lowly, stupid, insignificant human who can't do anything right.
Holy crap! He's totally the type of guy who spent his childhood killing neighborhood pets!
He seems like the sort of person whose eyes light up while watching Friday the 13th. Just like me.
What?
That's quite the hobby you have there. But, like, now's not really the time to bring it up.
This guy, is he the real Nagito?
Hey Nagito, if you were behind all of this, then did you also send that threatening letter?
Yep, I sure did. There's nobody else on this island whose handwriting is that painful to look at, right?
But why would you send a threatening letter in the first place?
I think somewhere deep in my heart, I was probably hoping to find someone who would stop my evil deeds. Well, I bet if that really was my reason, at least some of you would feel sorry for me.
Are you making fun of us?
By threatening Byakuya, Nagito was likely able to manipulate his actions.
How about that old-looking building near the hotel?
In doing so, Nagito was able to manipulate everyone to the scene where the murder would occur. Am I wrong?
That reminds me. Nagito was the one who suggested I guard the office.
Didn't want anyone to go into the storage room.
Oh, I get it. If Peko was guarding the storage room, Nagito wouldn't have been able to use the irons.
The threatening letter, along with all your suggestions, it was all a trap to manipulate us.
Yep, that's true too. But you're wrong about one thing.
Huh? What?
He didn't kill Byakuya.
I didn't need to rig the drawing for cleaning duty, you know?
He's the ultimate lucky student.
If that's true, then how did you conveniently get picked for cleaning duty?
I see. Well, there's no way I'd expect you to remember it. A worthless talent for a worthless human.
He's the ultimate lucky student.
I see!
You're the ultimate lucky student. Then, did you?
You weaponized your luck?
That's right. I just trusted my luck. I trusted I'd be picked for cleaning duty.
You just relied on your luck?
It's not just luck. It's true my talent sucks, but I'm still the ultimate lucky student, you know? At the time, Hajime said I wasn't lucky, but it was actually the opposite. I was lucky. That's why I got picked for cleaning duty, just like I wanted.
Enough. I don't care about that anymore. More importantly, why did you kill Byakuya? Answer me!
Byakuya was a very capable leader. For someone like him to get killed, oh, the despair it brings. It's only fitting that you symbols of hope should use his death as a stepping stone to shine even brighter.
What the hell?
That was my only motivation.
You're not making any sense!
Fine, let's start the damn vote already. I'm ready to fucking kill this cycle.
Please, Monokuma!
Please, wait!
Huh? The fuck?
You killed him.
How should I put this? Is Nagito really the killer?
What are you saying? He's already confessed, hasn't
It's
he?
Mikan,
I already know that, but...
and she's guilty
there's
about it.
just something a little strange.
Or it's the autopsy.
If it's only a little, then keep your mouth shut. Your ugly face is stressing me out. It makes me want to puke.
I'm sorry.
For now, my turn.
It's because of the murder weapon. It doesn't match the knife.
But we know who the killer is.
Simply listening is acceptable. However, I won't allow this to end with mere play. Now then, let us lift the curtain for our bloody spectacle.
Lines of white noise will appear to disrupt your reactions. Your truth bullets will disappear if they touch these lines. Think of them as obstacles. I'm not going to fall in despair. Even though it's meaningless, allow me to say one more thing. In this debate, you won't be able to shoot down the white noise. That'll be explained later. And review the controls. Mikan's autopsy results.
I think it's strange that...
The killer is so obviously Nagito!
He has already confessed.
You know...
That bastard Nagito is the one who did it. He killed Byakuya with the knife he hid.
No, we didn't.
No, that's wrong!
That knife might not be the murder weapon. That's what you wanted to say, right, Mikan?
What the hell are you talking about? It's obvious the knife was the murder weapon.
It wasn't.
But based on the entry wounds on Byakuya's body, the actual weapon should be roughly
It's one of those
5
meat
millimeters
skewers.
in diameter.
5 millimeters in diameter? That's like way skinnier than a knife!
Hey, that better be true. If you screwed up, I'll sell your fucking ass to a whorehouse.
I don't like you. You're just not very nice.
Hey! Why are you threatening her?
Is this what you're trying to say, Mikan? As long as we can't prove that the knife is the murder weapon, we can't assume that I'm the killer.
What are you saying? No one else can be the killer. It has to be you.
Hey, don't blame me. Mikan's the one who said it.
I'm sorry.
Hey, Nagito. Are you still hiding something?
Hiding?
Like, during the blackout, did something happen between you and Byakuya that we don't know about?
Who knows?
After all this, what else do you intend to hide?
Jeez, the moment your back's against the wall, you get all silent. You piss me off.
What happened during the blackout?
I don't think your ESP is working, Ibuki.
Ugh! If you cross your eyes like this, it gives you double vision!
Lovely.
Don't get distracted. Our lives are at stake, you know?
Huh? Whose life is at stake?
Seriously, how long is it gonna take for you to understand the damn rules?
Nobody can see in the dark, no matter how hard you think about it. The truth is beyond your sight. Don't you think that's a pretty clever metaphor? Despite the fact that it came from me?
No, that's not it.
Not it. What's not it?
Truth is beyond our sight. No, that can't be it. There should be some way to find out what happened in the dark. Ibuki's account? Try it.
I can prove it with this. Even if we couldn't see what happened in the dark, I'm pretty sure someone could have heard it. Isn't that right, Ibuki?
For real?
Yes. You literally said you have like amazing friggin' hearing, dude.
You were the one who told me, remember? While everyone was shouting during the blackout?
Everyone, calm down!
Ah! Don't step on my feet!
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
Ow.
Turn the damn lights on! I can't eat like this, you know!
Why did Nagito
guys?
say ow?
Perhaps the break...
Hold on a sec.
Such perceptive hearing. Impressive. I'd expect no less from the ultimate musician.
It's a good thing your ears are awesome because your face, style, figure, and personality totally suck.
I hate you.
You've cut me deep with your knife of truth!
However, after hearing what Byakuya and Nagito said in the dark...
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Was Nagito gonna kill himself?
Ow!
It almost sounds like Byakuya fought back against Nagito or something.
Well, that's actually what happened. As a sign of respect for Ibuki's talent, I have a small confession to make. I was actually shoved out from under the table by Byakuya.
He shoved you out?
Just as the blackout occurred, I hurried to duck under the table and grab the knife. But Byakuya, wearing his night vision goggles, caught me and shoved me right out from under the table. That's right. I'm so incompetent that I couldn't even grab the knife.
Byakuya stopped him when he was trying to get the knife. And he got shoved out from under the table before he could grab it. Sounds plausible.
What the hell? What's going on here? This is...
Ow!
That sounds like exactly what happened.
After getting shoved out from under the table, I was just as confused as you guys. I lost sight of the glowing paint, and I didn't even know where the power cord was.
You didn't kill him.
Before I realized it, the lights had come back on, and Byakuya's body was lying under the table.
Hold on! Are you saying you're not the killer?
From the very beginning, the idea to throw a party, hiding the knife, setting up the blackout, it was all going according to plan. But unfortunately, my plan failed. And all thanks to Byakuya's night vision goggles.
Thought so.
What happened after that? Even I don't know.
You failed? Then you're not the one who killed Byakuya?
Then we're right back to square one!
How can that be? We spent all this time talking back and forth!
Meaninglessness. What other word is brimming with so much despair?
Are you the ultimate despair?
But you can't give up. You need to have hope. Do your best and move forward.
Are you part of Junko's sect?
Rising to the challenge again and again is why you guys are the symbols of hope.
Is Nagito really not the killer? Is this guy really the Nagito I knew before? There's no way I can say that. I thought I knew him, but this whole time I didn't know anything about him. I didn't know his true character. Simple as that. Does he have like a split personality disorder maybe? Now's not the time for me to dwell on that. We need to find Byakuya's killer by any means possible. Because if we don't, we will die. Class trial suspended. What?
Well now.
The class trial has reached its climax, but... Okay, here's a question for you. What's this? For those of you who figured out who it is, how about you try out the Guess the Killer challenge? Whoever fails to guess the right killer will have their save data melt away like butter. But if you guess right, I'll reward you with $10 billion! 10 billion? Of course, for those of you who don't know who the killer is, you can just continue
Now
on.
then, what are you gonna do?
What? B? I don't have a B button. I don't have a B button. You can't make a oh, well. There's no way you'd be able to guess who the killer is.
And of course, there's no $10 billion either.
Damn it, I could really use that.
You're so evil.
I could have really used that $10 billion.